welcome back to Week 7's installment of the Choo League Live. I'm your host and general manager, Martine. Let's get right into it, shall we? CC Klitz continues to give us swimming lessons as he takes his third W in a row and leads us as our weekly high scorer once more. With his best players on a bye week, CCC was led by Tyler Boyd and a pair of running backs unheard of before the year started. CC Klitz fired on almost all cylinders. And oddly enough, Mark Andrews had his worst game of the season, notching just 4 rushing yards this week. Yeah, you heard that correctly. No catches, and somehow he got a rush and only had 4 yards for the whole game. In our feature matchup this week, we saw a first place shakedown. We entered this week with 5 first place teams, and we exit with only 3 tied for the remaining. Team Tits came out victorious once more with his 5th winning week in a row, defeating the Rocks Bro. We're going to remove his plurality this week as he only had 1 bro who showed up. Joe Burrow with an incredible 45-point performance leading the league this week. If you remove Burrow from the Rocks Bros team, he's left with just 84 points between the other 9 players. Team Tits would have defeated those bros with just his 3 top players this week, Jamar Chase, Patrick Mahomes, and Juju Smith-Schuster, all with huge standout games again. In our second feature matchup this week, we saw the champ take down Matthew and his team, led once more by the on-fire Josh Jacobs, and also by the Dallas Cowgirls defense. Matthew barely saw his team score above 10. I'm sorry, I meant 100. He'll have to make better starting decisions next week if he looks to get a win against the streaking CC Klitz. The champ did his best Sub-Zero impression this week, starting with an injured player, as he looks to stoop down to Sub-Zero's level in their matchup next week. He's no longer Hoagie B. He's no longer Sub B. He's now Sub-Zero. In other news around the league, we saw Puff Puff Pass get the Roach back in the rotation, smoking his opponent Sub-Zero by more than double. I do need to point out that Sub-Zero still scored more points than the Budfather did back in week 4. PPP was led by his waiver wire pickup of the year in Kenneth Walker III, and pretty much good performances all around. Good job. Butthole Surfers rode another brown wave to victory this week, defeating Smooth B's Bulls by almost 50 points. He was led by a pair of stellar running back performances in Austin Eckler and A.A. Ron Jones, and a notable performance from the Titans defense. That's it for your Week 7 recap of the Choo League Live. Best of luck on all your parlays and games next week, fellas. Yours truly, your general manager, Martine.